All right, let's do this. Do you struggle with wanting to get things just right? Do you constantly push yourself beyond your limits? Are you worried what others will think if you don't get the thing just the way you want it? This video is a reminder and reality check for all of us. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is Joel for JiveLearning, and today we're talking about the perfectionism trap, how to know when we're in it, and the things we can do to set ourselves free. If you find anything in this video useful, be sure to give us a like to let us know. And now onto fighting that perfectionism. Meeting the mountain, the ambitious idea. It all starts like this. You have a grand idea for this project, I can see it now. This amazing video that will contain everything, animations, images. The message will be wrapped in a clever narrative with examples that will captivate the audience. It's going to be brilliant. Then when you get into it, you realize this is harder than you thought. You've got an idea and an outline planned and you're starting your implementation, but you've underestimated the amount of effort required to realize your goal and the skills and experience needed to put these ideas into action. The script takes a while to get started and you've got visuals to create, but it's okay, you've got Saturday night and this window of time on Sunday morning, you'll get it done then. But when you sit down to do it, you notice you're a bit rusty. Okay, like I've done something similar to this in a project before, so surely we can just approach this in roughly the same way. But you can't remember how you did it last time. But that's okay, you can just look for the project file and check you're working. But you can't find the file, and those visuals you were creating look like rubbish, all while the time is still ticking. So what have we done wrong? We've crippled ourselves with overcommitment by setting an insurmountable goal we can't possibly reach within the time frame. And we've antagonized ourselves by making assumptions based on past experiences, thinking that this will somehow be the same. It's tempting to look at previous work to inform and predict rough timelines for future work. But even if something looks the same, it isn't always the same. And until you get into it, you won't know for sure. We're setting a standard that we can't maintain and won't be able to live up to. There are two things at play here, our capability and our capacity. When we're trying to do something that is outside of our current capability, if our schedule is clear and the project deadline is far away, we have the capacity to learn the required skills and have a chance to get it done. Conversely, when we're trying to do something that is within our current capability, if our schedule is tight and the project deadline is close, we can adapt and approach the project in a different way, leaning on our past experience to get it done. But when we're trying to do something that is outside of our current capability and doesn't fit into our existing schedule, we're setting ourselves up for failure. So, what are the ways we can combat this? Adjust your schedule. If it's a problem of time, reclaim time in your schedule from things that aren't as important right now. I know it seems pretty logical, but this includes anything in your life that isn't helping your progress towards this particular goal right now that can be left to another time. Except for self-care activities, those aren't optional. This doesn't mean you have to drop these things forever. We're just putting them on the bench for a bit while we get this other important work done. Under-promise, over-deliver, both to yourself and to your clients. When getting into something, set yourself some initial boundaries and try not to promise anything up front until you've had a chance to look at what's involved. When you have the urge to promise a time frame up front, instead say, I'll take a look at it and get back to you with my findings when I know more. Then go away and look at what's involved and multiply your time that you think it'll take by your personal multiplier. I always choose pi, and provide that as your time frame. Drive ambition with learning. Set yourself up to win by keeping the project within the edge of your current time and skill limits. In the education and learning design world, this is known as the zone of proximal development, as explained by Vygotsky. It's okay to be ambitious, but not so far out of reach that the idea just isn't possible for you to implement yet. We instead want to balance challenge and improvement with attainability. Practice project sustainability. We all have limits, and there's simply times when you can take on too much. It's important to keep your eye on your schedule, what you have on, and realistically assessing if you can take on something else. Have a plan A and a plan B. Ask yourself, what's the best thing I could do given the ideal conditions? And what's the worst version of this thing I could release and still live with? And the result of those reduced efforts is what you ended up watching today. JiveLearning is the weekly show where we learn to improve ourselves and the lives of those around us. If you found this video useful, hit the like button to let us know. And for more videos like this, be sure to click the subscribe and bell buttons to be notified when new videos drop. But until then, I'm Joel, and that's your learning for today. You're welcome.